What's up everyone, I'm the Hommeyosh and welcome to my channel. In the last video I showed you how to set up a working health and damage system, and in this video I'll show you how to build a full death and respawn system. So when your character's health hits 0, the player will Ragdoll, then reset back into the level and keep going. And as a bonus I'm adding a fire hazard that damages the player when touched. With that said, let's open the Unreal editor. Okay, now we're here in the editor. If you didn't watch the last video, go ahead and watch that and come back to this one. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, so what we're going to do is, last time we left off update health. What I want to do is I want to drag off here and I want to hit, put a branch here. Okay, so, and then I want to get health. Let me pull this over a little bit. So we're going to get our health float. We're going to get the health. And what I want to do is I want to hit a less than or equal. Okay, so when the health is at 0, is it less or equal to 0? That's going to create the condition. Okay, so we got the health. When our health is projected low and it goes below 0, then we'll get our branch. So before we make our branch, we want to find an open spot. Let's say down here. We're going to make 2 events. The first one is going to be respawn player. So let's make some custom events. Okay, and we're going to call this respawn. Okay, so for the respawn, we're going to do just a couple things here. We're going to do a delay. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Okay, and we're going to add the delay for about 3 seconds. So after the delay, the only thing we're going to do is open level by object reference. There it is, by object reference. And if you look up, if you're using the same third-person map, that's what we're going to open up. If you made another level, just put that in there. So it's just third. Oh, sorry about that. Remind me later. I hate that thing. It's like always reminding me. It's like I don't want it. Not right now, anyways. Okay, so after that's done, that's going to be your response system right here. So I'm just going to go and comment on that, respawn, so we know where that is. I'm going to move this down a little bit. Alright, so next I'm going to make another custom event. Okay, and this is going to be death. We'll call it whatever you want. That doesn't have to be death, you can do whatever. So what I want to do is set simulation physics. That's for the mesh here, so we're going to get this mesh, and then we're going to do the set simulate physics. Okay, so that's going to be checked off for simulate, and we're going to put that on our death right here. Okay, so the next one is going to be a set collision for the same the mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit Control D right here, and I'm going to do set collision enabled. So just set collision enabled. We're going to keep it to no collision. Okay, so next is going to be set collision enabled for the capsule. So we get the capsule. Set collision enabled. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set the health. So set health, and we're going to keep it at 0. And we're going to disable movement, so we're going to get the character movement so we can disable the movement. Disable movement, there it is. All right, there it is. So on death, we're going to simulate the physics of the ragdoll. Set collision enabled, so no collision. Set collision enabled for the capsule component, no collision. The health is going to be at 0, and we're going to disable the movement. Okay, so let's go ahead and comment that as death. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the health here, and under the branch here. Okay, so we're going to go back to our death, and we're going to make sure on set collision we have it says no collision. We're going to do physics only, no collision. So we're going to compile that. So we're going to go back. So all we're going to do, we're just going to go add our death. So there's our death. And then after our death, we're going to call on the respawn. Now, also like after on the false, just to make sure, we're going to do a string, print string. That's what I'm looking for. Just to make sure that's working there. We'll keep it as low. We go hit play. And as you can see, as our health goes down by hitting the F key, it simulates the physics, it says hello, and it works. So every time, that means it's not at 0 yet, so everything is working. There goes the ragdoll effect, and then it respawns. Okay, so as that is how to have your death and respawn, make sure you're setting the physics only, no query on the first, enable collision. So next we are going to go ahead and we are going to make a new blueprint. Make a new folder, and we're going to call this blueprints. You can call it whatever you want. This is where I'm going to keep most of my blueprints in. So go to your blueprint class. Well, first we're gonna create a blueprint, and we're gonna create an actor class, and we'll call this fire damage. Now, if you set your game, you should add in the starter pack. Let me show you how that's done real quick. So if you go ahead and let's say we're going to go and make a new game. Okay, so I'm just going to go to games, I guess third person. When you go to create your project, just make sure you have starter content, because in that starter content, it's going to have particles and different sounds, just different samples that you can use. They're really helpful. So we're going to go back into our blueprints here that we just created, the fire damage. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to, actually we're going to do this right here. I want to add a collision. A sphere's collision would be just fine. So inside that, I also want to add a particle system. So you just go, you got cascade, and then, yeah. So we're going to use the cascade particle system, I believe. Okay, so we're just going to use the P fire. And that's our fire. So we're going to make the collision a little bit bigger. So we'll go under sphere collision here. And let's make this 1.8. Actually, to make this easier. Oh, wait, I messed that up. There we go. So now when we touch the fire, so what we're going to do, while we have the collision, we're going to scroll down here under the details, and we're looking for on component begin overlap. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and cast to third person character, our third person character. We're going to drag off from third person characters objects and make sure we have other actor. Okay, and next we want to do apply damage. That's it, apply damage. Okay, so we want to set the damage 0.2 be fine, I guess. And the damaged actor would be the third person. Okay, so we get the base damage. Now the event instigator will be the player controller. So we're going to get player controller. This pretty much is the same thing as like hitting F, but except the damage actor is going to the third person character, and damage causer will be self. So we get a reference to self. Okay, so that's it. So we can also add, we can play, just to make sure it works, play sound at location. Play sound at location. And with the starter assets, it gives us a bunch of different sounds. So we use that one. So we just find. There we go. That sounds. Give us an air sound. So let's compile. And let's go into the viewport and let's drag in our fire system. So there it is. So let's hit play. And now we walk into the fire. See our sound plays and our damages. And he dies, he ragdolls, and then he respawns. So I want to go back into the third person character and get rid of that test damage, cause damage. We don't need that anymore. Then we compile and save. Make sure everything works, and there it goes. Alright, great. Alright, that's it for this video. In the next one, I'll be showing you how to add a full life system. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next tutorials. Stay inspired and keep creating.